Why is
The
it
what?
that in the Bible they make all these words like right? So like
Oh
they
my god.
all the cities like I if I'm reading the Bible, it's not to become a geography major. Like they should put like city A, city B, and like if you want to research the cities and you want to
Oh
research all this
boy.
shit, you go to the glossary in the back and find it because every time there's like a crazy city or something and it's so hard to pronounce, it just ruins where you're at.
It
Like,
does. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. It gets a bit overwhelming figuring out like ancestry, like whole
Oh my God,
lineage,
everybody
as well
begot
as
everybody.
geography. Yeah, and I just be like, what's the point?
Yeah, because it's crazy. I'm on the back of it right now. I'm on page 280, 281, and they got they have a map, right? They have a map. So like they could say in the Bible, they could say like city A, city B, city C, and then like you could go in in the back, and now I can see all these things. Like these things are crazy. Um, Tiburas, Mangadan, Chorzin, Capanam. Birth.
Remember,
Huh?
so Dave did a stream with him as a priest, and he was reading the Bible, playing GTA. What?
Yeah, GTA 5. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fun.
that was great. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
A lot of atheists out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much hate.
Oh man, everybody's just begotten everyone.
It gets a bit confusing.
Yeah. Do you know who the son of David was?
Do I know?
Yeah.
I should know this,
Right?
but I don't.
I don't think she
I
was expecting this.
Yeah.
No, but what's crazy, David is like my favorite person in the Bible. I just don't know anything about him having kids. I know
Okay.
he did.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, who was the disciple that was kind of like, he found God after, like, he went blind. What was it, Paul or something? He was kind of a dick, and he, like, swore off God,
It
and
was.
then,
It sounds like Paul. That's
yeah,
definitely Paul.
yeah, he was kind of a dick, and then he was like, okay, I like God. And then he did his whole life to, and he talked about wanting to kill himself quite frequently. He just wanted to end it.
Did he really?
Yeah. He didn't like it. He had a hard time because he knew that he was looking at all these people and preaching to him, but he knew he'd never see them at the dinner table. Like he was like, dude, I'm never gonna see you again. I could preach all day, but you're not accepting it. And I'm never gonna. And he found it to be a hard time. Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting book.
Right?
You got I have a YouTube video up and on Fanny Pack Dave on YouTube under Finding God playlist, and I talked to this 20-year-old kid at the gym who was a former Muslim, and he's going to become a pastor, and I interviewed him for an hour and 45 minutes, and it was cool, challenged it a lot, and then I met a priest the other day out at my parents' house at this like drinking event thing, and he was just getting like sworn in. It was something with a C. I don't know what the hell it was. But oh man, I asked him a bunch of questions. Like, dude, how do you go? You're young as shit, and you're gonna have all these desires and needs throughout your entire life, and you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna give it all up for him. And it's like it's a lot. I asked him about that, and he goes, yeah, he goes, I definitely still have desires, and he goes, they bring me closer to God though. He goes, I pray on him, and I'm thinking, dude, you're a freaking weirdo, man. You're like, you should have went to Christian. Christian, he could get married and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Catholic is, dude, he was weird. Like, yeah, I didn't understand why he chose
I don't know.
Catholic.
Yeah, the whole Catholic thing it is really weird to me because I'm like that makes no sense. Most of
No,
what they do makes no sense to me.
no. How could God truly want you to have like, so I mean, you can have connections with people, right? So you can have human connections, but there's sometimes where you want to have like a deeper connection with somebody, and like, and now he's wants you to eliminate that, and so it's just weird. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, most of that is not even biblical. It's all kind of rooted in man's own desires.
Yeah. Man,
And
don't know shit.
yeah, exactly. Like none of that is in the Bible. Like most of the rules is not in the Bible.
God. Steve's a
And like,
deacon.
I'm not a deacon. I grew up
come on,
Catholic, but
Deacon Steven.
Deacon Stephen. Oh, I'm not a deacon. I had this argument not too long ago with. She was Arabic, but she's a devout Catholic. It's just insane to me. Like, because I grew up in Catholicism. I'm like, oh no, it's so crooked, man. I can't do it. I lean more towards Baptist or.
Baptist would be cool. You just can't have any
Baptist
alcohol,
or
right?
what?
Baptist or Christian. I can't do Catholicism anymore. It's just.
Christian's got good music.
Christian Baptist is Christian, but Baptist is like Pentecostal.
It's different though. Yeah, it's different though.
Yeah,
Stricter.
it is. But then you got non-denominational, and then you got Baptist, which is Pentecostal. And Baptist it is a lot more stricter than non-denominational. Because I actually came from a Pentecostal church. It wasn't Baptist. It was Church of God in Christ, and literally could not do anything. Like. It was so bad. And once I like got out of that, I was like, none of this was even biblical. Like it was kind of like Catholics where it was just a bunch of tradition. Like we had bishops and elders and priests and different things like that. So when the bishop come in, we're all like basically standing and reverencing him. And it was more reverencing man than God. So once I got out of that, I was like, that made no sense. Like why was I worshiping my bishop versus God?
Yep.
Like,
yeah, 100%.
So now I'm non-denominational, where all we just talk about, we love Jesus and we spread the love, and that's it.
That's the way it should be.
Well, you get away with a lot more stuff.
That's it. It's that simple.
How come, like Christian, you could get away with like a lot, like right? Like you just ask for forgiveness.
But God gave you free will, though.
Yeah. It's just confusing to me on like on Christian, like it's, but I mean it is, so it's like we're all sinners made in his image. So I guess like that, yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know, it's confusing to me.
It's confusing to me too.
You don't really get away with it. It's more so like, so I'm Christian, but I'm also kind of like not sold out completely on like Christian principles. Like when I think about when you asking for forgiveness, a lot of that has to deal with like your self-image and self-love and self-concept. So like if you feel convicted about something, it's just kind of like you forgiving yourself versus like you praying to God to forgive you, because you're already forgiven. It's just you just accepting that forgiveness, if that makes sense. So it's not really like you're getting away with it. It's just based on what you feel convicted that's separating you from God, because sin is just what separates you from God. It's not like, because like for me, I don't drink, and that's just my own conviction. I just stopped drinking because that's what makes me feel separated from God. But for like other people, it might be like porn, or it might be drugs, or whatever the case may be that takes them over the edge, which makes them separate themselves from God. So it just all depends. I just feel like most people, when they read the Bible, they're like, they kind of look at it as like a list of things you shouldn't do and what's considered sin, but sin is not the same for everybody. I don't know. That's just how I understand it. But
yeah.
I don't know.